Right then, we are live. This Hangout on Air is live. I've never really noticed that before. It says that there. 1 second, just doing the usual thing, getting the chat up. Whoa, 3rd of August. Wow, we've already got 3 people in the chat, that's cool. Bumcrack Picker was in there first. Oh, there we go, nearly got a duplicate sound. So, hi there, Bumcrack Picker. Adam, I can't say that. Adam, the Hyper Picker, Jason's in there. Oh, Jason, you managed to join me. Are you at work? I thought you'd be at work this time. Tom James and Ryan is in there, so cool. Oh, and Andy Robinson, and loads of people are joining. Paradox Picker's in there. 13 people watching already, that's crazy. Bloody hell, usually it takes us a few minutes. Oh, Ricardo's Avocados, what a great name. I can't say that. Globalers. Gary's in there. Afternoon ads. Oh, Jason says he's off today. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's crazy. There's already 15 people in here. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I just pressed the button. I thought, well, probably waiting a couple of minutes till people get in here. But no, yeah, you're all here. So, today, as you can tell by the title, being overwhelmed by jobs. Last few days, I feel that has been the theme for me. I don't know. I just feel like I felt a little bit overwhelmed, and also I went to see my grandma on Monday. She's actually recovering from an operation, so she normally comes here on a Friday about sort of 1:30. But I've been going to see her more recently because obviously she can't drive at the moment. So I went to see her on Monday, and it was something my granddad said. He's extremely busy at the moment. He never gets any time to see me or any time to see many people. He's working on a massive project. I've talked about this before, but he's basically calling it his last hurrah, and his last like major building project. Because he used to be a joiner, so it's kind of his sort of area. But he's mega busy at the moment, networking with people, trying to get volunteers to help him with it, all that sort of stuff, actually doing the work himself. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. But he came in. Oh, I've got a call coming in, 1 sec. No, I don't recognise the number. I'll get it later on. But he came into the house because he was out, and then he came into the house. And we were just having a chat, and he said basically, you're probably getting to saturation point in terms of like what you're doing. And basically what he meant was I was getting that burnout, like we call it burnout. Obviously he might not have known it's called burnout, so he said saturation. But basically he said what you want to do is just choose any day, just one day in the week, whatever it may be, just choose it and then fix that day every week. Fix that day as your day off, and then try and get something that you do on that day that focuses your mind away from reselling. Don't just take that day off and just like sit around the house, because then you'll want to do work and then you'll get burnout again. So he said, do that. Choose a day that suits every week, and then just get out of the house. Try and find something to do that takes your mind off reselling, but that's good, that's maybe social, that's exercise related, or whatever it is. So that's definitely what I'm going to try and do, because I do feel like the last few days in particular, and I mean, I say this every now and then, that I do feel overwhelmed every now and then. But yeah, the last few days I just feel a little bit like, wow, there's a lot of stuff to do. I don't know. I mean, like, yesterday I wanted to say this as well, so I'll just dip into the chat before I mention this. We've got Neil in there, we've got Daisy, we've got Nigel, we've got Kirsten's Curiosities, we've got Bob, all saying hi. The Hyperpicker, hey, you're live, great. I managed to get there at the start. Yeah, no, cool, isn't it? Southwest Sellers Gary is in there. So hi everyone. So first off, before I start rambling about that again, David is feeling under the weather, or he was feeling under the weather yesterday. So we're going to rearrange the Kaching Club. It is going to happen at some point. I'm sorry that we have to rearrange it again, but it leads on to what I'm going to talk about as well. I was really happy when I got the message off him that we're not doing it. Not from the fact that sounds bad, but I do want to do it. I want to do the Kaching. I did want to do the Kaching Club yesterday, but I just had so much I wanted to do with my reselling that I was actually really glad when he said to me, I'm not feeling too great, and he doesn't think he could do it. So I was like, oh my God, thank God, because then that freed up an extra hour, you see, for me. And whenever you can free up an extra hour, it's great. So that's why we didn't do the Kaching Club yesterday. It will be rearranged, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I then managed to get on with some stuff yesterday, but I've had so much to do, not necessarily packing. Sales have slowed off a little bit. They're still okay. And well, I say that yesterday I did £252, but the thing is, I'm not doing much packing because like over half of that was on Amazon FBA. So I was like, oh yeah, great. I don't have to do any, hardly any packing. So I say that sales have slowed off. They've not slowed off really, but they have done like, the weekend wasn't great, to be honest, and coming into August, it has slowed off a little bit. Yesterday was sort of just like a freak day. But yeah, that's not so much why I've been feeling overwhelmed, but just other things like I wanted to get my accounting done because it's only 3rd of the month, so I like doing that. I like doing that between the 2nd and the 4th of every new month. So I have that on my mind at the start of a new month. I want to do all my reductions on eBay, which I keep saying I'm going to do, and I don't get around to doing because I'm procrastinating because it's such a big job. I want to go through my entire inventory and then select I wouldn't reprice everything, but certainly select, maybe 200 items that are underperforming a sell out of the 1,000 or 300 items that are underperforming, and then tweak the pricing, just get them gone. So that would be a fairly big job, which I've not got around to doing yet. I do need to have a little tidy up in my workplace. I've got like stuff lying around that is, just sitting there, and it's like some of it's good value and it's just sat there and I'm not doing anything with it. So I've got that to consider, and I keep procrastinating that because it's stuff that it was like Nick was talking about on the Tat Chat, I think. He does this. He like doesn't want to get started, with these little jobs and stuff with things that aren't that easy to list. And so that's going on. Yesterday I had the auction, so I had to try and do that as well and fit that in. I've been trying to do a lot of sniping because I'm really getting quite well aware now that Christmas isn't that far away. I know it is August, but in terms of a reseller mindset, Christmas isn't that far away. So I'm thinking, oh God, I've got to try and get sniping Christmas stuff. I've not been finding as much stuff recently in charity shops for Amazon FBA specifically. So I've got to try and get my Amazon FBA game up again by sniping stuff, video games or whatnot. So yeah, all this stuff and more, and trying to fit social time in and stuff like that. And other things in the business as well, like future ideas and all that sort of stuff. It blows up. And also I try and fit in my 10,000 steps a day, so I end up having to go for about 3 or 4 walks, like 30 to 45 minute walks. So that, and I feel like obligated to do that because that's how I am. Like I have to hit, like my steps target thing has to be in the green. So yeah, I wanted to talk about being overwhelmed by jobs, what the best course of action is in a situation where you are overwhelmed, and just talk about that because that's been on my mind this week. And as I mentioned a couple of weeks back, I always try and focus Thursday talks around the thing I've been thinking about most in the week. Right, one sec. Joe's got a question here. Joe Scott. Ads, have you ever opened a case for item not paid? Yeah, I think I have like an auto thing set up. Is that correct? Where I've not looked at it. I think I clicked a button so that then they like automatically open a an unpaid item case or something after a certain amount of time has elapsed. I don't know. I have to go in and check. Where are you on the cabinet list ads? Any news? No, I need to ring up. I went to a car boot of the weekend, which is the same place as where the cabinet is. And I walked into the information centre and they didn't give me any information because it was just like a Saturday girl there, you know, young girl working there on a Saturday. She didn't have, sorry, a Sunday. She didn't really have a clue about anything, so she didn't know where the lists were or anything like that. I was 7th on the list about a month ago, and there was 2 cabinets available. So that means I must be at least 5th on the list, because if number 6 and number 7 had taken the 2 cabinets, then that means I'm at least 5th. But I do need to ring up. That's another job I need to do. Another little job I need to do. I could do that today, actually. I need to put that on my list. But yeah, that's something that needs to get. I really need to get going with that. But it seems in my area that there's no booths available or anything like that. It's really hot, you know, around my area, these antique cabinets and stuff. But we have got quite a few auction houses in Cheshire and around the area. So I suppose there's a lot of availability of stock for resellers to do it. But yeah, so that's something I need to get going, because I really want that to get going before 4th quarter, because then I'm going to have a tiny little bit of extra income from that cabinet. You know, throughout 4th quarter. It's probably not going to be great, but it'll be a little bit at least, and then I've got a bit more income coming in at quarter 4. Question on turnover: what was your turnover last year? What do you hope to hit this year? My turnover last year was 33,000. I don't even know what I want to hit this year. I'd say over 50k. I'd want over 50k turnover. Bear in mind that's turnover. I did do my accounting this morning. Last month I did 4,218 with a profit of just under 1,700. I think it was 1,640. Yeah, 1,640 sounds right. So 4,218 and 1,640 net profit. Now I know that that's a little bit low on the net profit percentage. It's about 38%, but I am still reinvesting a fair bit, so that does bring it down slightly. But still, I'm happy with that. For July, I'm really, really happy with that. But yeah, turnover last year was 33,000. I mean, I'd like to double it, but I don't know whether I would double it. It really depends on how much I get in gear ready for 4th quarter this year. And if I can do between the 3 months in 4th quarter, if I can do like 20k, then I might be able to actually double it. Is that gross profit? Which figure are you referring to? 4,218 over 1,600? No, 1,640. That's net profit. So in theory, I could take all that out of the business as wages. Gross profit is your turnover minus your stock purchases only, not minus any other cost. It's just your net profit. Not net profit. Your turnover minus your stock costs for that month. No, 1,600 is pure net profit. So I'm happy with that. I can take a good portion of that out of the business if I want to. I am not going to, though. I'm going to be reinvesting a lot of that for Christmas. Then after Christmas, I'm going to really be putting a lot away for a mortgage and get that going and just see what I can do really in the next couple of years. I still won't be able to get a mortgage from a bank for a few years because as Neil pointed out the other week, it's hard for self-employed people to get a mortgage. So what I would need is I'd need a nice back catalogue of financial data, so like turnover and profit and stuff over the years. I'd probably need at least 5 years or so worth of financial information, so that then the bank actually sees that I've grown this business and it's now at a certain level and it's being fairly consistent, so that then they can trust me a little bit more. But the other option I do have is actually saving a little bit more money than like the minimum deposit. So saving like 1.5 times the minimum deposit. I know I'm probably shooting myself in the foot there because it's a longer time to get a house. But if I do that, then they're going to see, oh, hang on a minute, he's not just paying us the minimum deposit, he's paying us more than the minimum deposit. So he must have got that money from his reselling. Therefore, at least that's showing something as well. In that 5 years, you can save a big deposit. Exactly. Yeah, literally, Kirsten put it in the chat right there. I literally, yeah, just said that. That was great minds think alike. If you talk about Ads Emporium, your dad might text you to bring the bins in to bring you back down to earth. You know what? He did that last week, and I forgot to do it. I forgot to bring the bins in. I brought them in before. But yeah, I know it's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's so annoying, my dad. But yeah. Anyway, I have a lot of people who support me, and I think my dad does in one respect. But God, it can be annoying sometimes. Will you have to VAT register? Will you have to be VAT registered? Not this year. Not this year. I imagine by about 23, 24, I will be, and I'm quite happy to do that. Like, I have bigger plans than just this reselling. I'm at the age now where I need to be scaling up, not scaling down. I'm at the age where I want to be grow. And then when I'm older, I can be in a position, right, staff it all, get managers in there. I just walk in twice a week, have a bit of a peruse around with my bow tie on and my nice top hat, and then just say, how are you guys doing? Great. Yeah, what's the turnover? What's this? Just, have a peruse. And then while that's on autopilot, I can then do my proper reselling myself. But that's all going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. I'm going to have to like get managers, and it's going to be horrible. But if you have a credit card, it's good to use it and pay off each month. Gives you a better credit. Oh, I don't do all the credit cards. My mum and dad have taught me like debit cards and stuff like that. They don't do the whole credit card thing because you're buying it on credit. I don't know. I don't do credit cards. I never will. I don't think. I mean, maybe I should if I'm a businessman. I've not looked into them. See, I'm just going off what my mum and dad have said. They always say, stay away from credit cards, get debit cards. Because when you get a credit card, as I understand it, you're basically buying things when you haven't quite got the money, or you can buy things when you haven't quite got the money, and then like pay for them on credit, like in 30 days time or something. But I don't know enough because I've never had one. But I've always said, my mum and dad have always said, don't get one. Has anyone used the PayPal credit? I haven't, again, for the reason above, because never a borrower, lender be, all that sort of stuff. We had a good business, but when we wanted a loan, we struggled because we paid cash for everything up to then. Oh, right. Yeah, I suppose it could work in that way. Paradox, I could have just put down 8K, but I put down 20K, but they offered me a mortgage based on 8K deposit on 100K. Oh my God, it's all like, all this talk it makes me feel old. When you're talking about deposits and mortgages, it's like, oh, can we have a society that doesn't have money? Can we just all just like get rid of money and just all like have a happy time, with free of money, and we all just exchange jobs, and we all just like do gardening for each other and do the jobs that we all need doing, dependent on your skills. I think it'd be so much easier life. It'd be like, oh yeah, we're all just doing the jobs for each other. There's no money involved. We're just like, it's nice. It's a nice life. But that's just one of my little things. I'd like that. Yeah. So what was I going to say? So I forgot what I was going to say. So going back to the being overwhelmed thing. So I'm going to give you a few little tips that I've learned about dealing with it. Is, if you can, I know it sounds a bit odd, because if you're overwhelmed, why would you do this? But as I talked about a minute ago, time off. If you're feeling really overwhelmed and your mind is in a spin and you don't know what you're doing and you're just trying to get on with things and plow on, and you're just not feeling it, you're not feeling it anymore, then what good is it to keep going? To keep pushing yourself, forcing yourself to do it. Sometimes when you're feeling overwhelmed, it is okay to have a little bit of time off, maybe a day out somewhere. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you go on a 5-week holiday or something just because you're feeling overwhelmed, because then you're going to get back and you're just going to feel more overwhelmed because there's like loads to do. I would say go take a holiday when your business is fairly quiet, because then you're going to get back and you're not going to be overwhelmed by everything, because you're not. It's been fairly quiet. You're not going to have loads to do straight away, so you're going to ease into it again. But if if you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a day out somewhere. If you've got kids, take them to the zoo. If you've not got kids like me, out and go somewhere, and just like take a little breather and then come back to it. If you're really feeling that overwhelmed, and it's even borderline, I don't like to use the word stressed because it's such an over exaggerated word for a lot of circumstances. But if you are feeling really like, a bit messed up, a bit overwhelmed, like, oh my God, where am I going, hectic, that sort of stuff, it might just be worth just taking that little breather and then getting back to it. Another thing that Zahir and Nick mentioned as well in video that I watched the other day, and it's been quite nice because almost every week they do a topic that I've been thinking about. It's weird. It's kind of funny. They do like topics that I'm really interested in on that week. But I think they were mentioning, like Nick was talking about doing things in segments and things like that. And that's what I always do. I always do, like, for example, I'll do 5 listings, I'll do 10 listings, or I'll do 20 listings. It really depends how much stock I have to hand and what's going on in the day. But I'll do like, I'll never, weird of this, isn't it? I won't ever really do, I will do sometimes, but I won't ever really photograph like 6 items or 8 items or 12 items or 13 items. It's always got to be like a 5 or a 0. How odd is that? So I'll do like 5 items or 10 items or 20 items or 15 items. I don't know what that is, but I've a lot of the time I've done that. It's like some OCD thing, I think, but I don't know. Right, then here we go. We got tons of questions in here. Having a credit card will improve your credit rating. You don't have to use credit I can't say that word. Facility. You can pay it off each month. Right. Okay. So that might be something that I need to look into more. Ads. Do you leave money build up in PayPal? How much do you cash out at a time? Normally try and leave it to build up as big as possible. Yeah. I mean, like, I used to do 500 when my business was a bit smaller. Now my limit is like 1,000, but at the moment I've got a bit more than that in. So, but I'm just leaving it in there anyway to build up, because I've got a good amount in. Basically, because I source a lot on eBay and I source a lot via auctions, when I pay for stuff at an auction, I pay by card. So I'll pay through my bank. And when I pay for things on eBay, like snipes and stuff, obviously I go through PayPal. So I try and just balance the two, and I make sure that I've always got a certain amount in the two at any one time. And sometimes I'll transfer some over from PayPal to my HSBC account, because if, for example, maybe my Amazon payment isn't going to come through for another week and my bank account's a bit low, you get the gist. I'm going to transfer a bit over from PayPal, but I always like to leave 1,000 in PayPal as like my number. I might, like, as my business grows more and more and more, I might leave more in. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I just leave more than that in anyway. Like, I've got more than that in now, but that's just like, I don't worry about it too much, to be honest, because it's one of them things that is like, what's the word? Yeah, what's the word? I don't know. I forgot the word. It's just not necessary to worry about it. That's what I'm talking about, unless it gets like really low or whatever. So, and because I'm always getting sales and things like that, I never need to worry. But my cash flow's always been fairly okay. I think early on it might have been I think it was a little bit dodgy for a time, my cash flow. But now it seems to be always okay. So yeah, I just don't worry about that too much. I just make sure I've got enough in both, and that's that really. Right, I think we've got quite a few questions here. I had one when I wasn't self-employed, broke up with a girlfriend, had to sell the house, a mortgage. Now I'm self-employed, I have to start over again. So yeah, just started saving for a deposit now, mate. Yeah, it's blooming, you feel so grown up, don't you? Carol, have you got them? Oh, right, they're just talking in the chat. They look at how you spend your money as well now. Well, I don't spend my money. I just basically, with my money at the moment, I just invest it into things that are going to make me more money. And this is something I was thinking of yesterday. I was actually doing my steps, and I was thinking to myself, this is what I'm going to say on Thursday Talk tomorrow, because it's something that I've always thought. I think I did actually say this as well a few weeks back. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. But I think I did actually. I think I might have done. But I'll just briefly say it. So I will find it when I've got kids and when I've got a house incredibly hard to spend on things like food and maybe electrical items that are gonna not last an amazing amount of time, or like furniture and stuff like that. The reason I will find it extremely hard to do that is because when I put money into something, I want a return. And I'm like proper, really, I think money is a bigger motivator to me than I actually think it is in my own mind. Like, I always say about reselling, I do reselling because of the lifestyle and stuff like that. And it definitely is because of that. But I do feel like money is a fairly bigger motivator than I actually think. But when I've got kids and they need feeding, and I've got to go to the shop and I've got to buy food, and then that food is just going to be consumed. Literally, they are eating my money. It's like giving them £1 and just going, yeah, there you go, that bit of pasta, that was £1, that was. And I'm like, oh, it's so annoying. Whereas if I put that £1 into something, whether it be Bitcoin, shares, a mortgage, on a house, whatever it be, whatever investment opportunity it may be, there's potential, and I stress the word potential because things can go wrong, but there's potential that could turn into £2 or £4 or X a number of pounds. So it's like, so I think like that. And I remember this, how things just randomly pop up in your mind from years ago. I remember when I was in high school and I was thinking to myself, what I would actually do, well, I don't know whether I would actually do it, because you don't know whether you would actually do something like this unless you actually did it or when you actually come to do it. But I thought, wouldn't it be just cool if you just had a bank account, right? And then you got a job that was a really decent wage or a good wage. You went to university, you went to wherever, and then you got this job that was a decent wage. Or maybe you didn't go to university, maybe you just got a job and worked your way up. But then you literally lived homeless, right? For like 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years. You've hardly got any expenses. I was thinking you could go to like the cheapest place for like beans in a can, right? And you just live homeless or in a hole, like literally like in a hole. Like I was thinking when I thought about this, I was thinking like, is it emus or ostriches that put their head in a hole? I don't know. But I was thinking like that. And then you put all that money goes into a bank account. You're hardly spending anything on yourself, right? Then when you, like, after 20, 30 years, you could like live off the interest and then you could work your way up slightly. It's not a good plan, because then I thought to myself, well, I'm going to have to buy a house anyway. And then all that money's gone anyway. And it's like, well, why didn't I just get a mortgage on a house in the first place? But I was like 15 at the time, so I wasn't as good as I am now. Although saying that, I think I was better when I was 15 in terms of like these harebrained schemes. But I thought like that, and I was thinking that would be an actual decent idea if you could stomach the fact of actually living like that for 10, 15, 20 years. But yeah, that's how odd I am. Welsh Thrifter says, hey, younger lads, how's it going? Sales going well? They are going well, but as we're coming to August, it's like that. It's like that, up and down. Ads, I think your plans will go out the window when kids come along. They shake up your world. Well, I'm not going to say the cat is anywhere near as hard as kids, but she does wake me up early. She does want to play a lot, and she keeps like coming into my room and then looking at me with big sad eyes and meowing and then saying, as if to say, can we play? I've got to put a food out at certain times. I've got to buy the food and stuff like that, although my mum is buying a lot of it as well, which is nice. But I do buy the treats and I buy toys and things like that. So it's like it's like a little taste. It's not. I know that kids are going to be like 10 times, 20 times harder, but it's like a little taste, and I'm thinking, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. Oh my God, no! I don't want kids. You know. But you know, I think that the thing that you say, that kids are going to put a spanner in the works, or they're going to stop your plans a little bit. I think at first, yes. I think when they're really young, I would imagine so. Like for the first few years, yes. But I think if you could somehow work it, and I bet this is what everyone who has kids does, is try and work it so that then you can get work done and try and be with them and stuff at the same time. I'm sure a lot of people, especially a lot of self-employed people who are working from home or whatever, I bet that's what we do. And then you can kind of work them into your plans or work them into your self-employed lifestyle. And that's what I'm going to try and do. I think that I'm going to need, I don't know. I think that I'm going to need, I'd say at least like 6 to 8 years extra. So I can't have kids until I'm 27 to 30. I originally wanted kids about 25, but no, I just don't think that's gonna happen. And then I've got to actually get someone to have kids with me, so that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I just, with all the plans I've got in my mind, it's going to take 2 years to get to the mystery project. Then it's going to be another, well, it's going to be at least another year and a half till that's up and running. Then I've got to do my reselling alongside that to then help fund the mystery project a little bit, although it won't be like mega expensive to fund that. Then I've got to keep my Amazon FBA going and get that in the direction I want it to go in. My eBay as well, and the mystery project. Then maybe keep an antique booth or cabinet somewhere. Then I've got to do my other plan that I've not even told you about. Then what I need to do is, once I've got all them working for me, assess where I am financially and see whether I can cope having kids. So that's going to be about 26, because we're at least looking 3.5 to 4 years out. So that's going to be 25. Then I at least need another year or two after that, which I'm going to call my golden years, because that's going to be when my the mystery project should be up and running properly. My reselling side of things will definitely be up and running properly, provided I put the work in alongside the mystery project. Then after that, I can do this other plan I've got. So that's going to be at least another year or two after. Well, yeah, about a year, because I'll have the funds to do that by then. So it's just actually doing it. So then that'll be 28. Then I've got to wait the 9 months. Well, then I've got to actually try for a child. So that's going to be a few weeks or months, or however long that takes. I don't know how long that takes. Then, although I'm convinced I can get the job done in one time, I don't know why that is. But then that's going to be X amount of time. Then it's going to be 9 months. So then I'm going to be 29. So yeah, 29. So we'll say 29. Cool. My 3 kids are all teenagers, just starting to get some time back. Yeah, I was weird, because I was saying that to myself this morning. I was thinking, if you have kids, it's like, you're constantly looking after them when they're really, really young. Then we turn into toddlers and smaller children as well. Like, little kids, but not teenagers. Then we're running around everywhere, bundle of energy, all that sort of stuff. Then you've got like the teenagehood, which is actually a fairly, it's like the worst time, but it's like the best time, because you've got like, it's like the worst time because we've got things going on with the body that we don't understand. We're all like, oh God, what do I do? I'm getting weird things are happening at school to my body that I don't understand, and you know, acne and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, anyway, all that sort of stuff. We've all gone through it. It's not a nice period. But then on the flip side of it, you as a parent, I suppose, you have to take on board all that and make sure they're going through that stage in their life happily and okay. But I suppose you get a little bit of time back because they're a bit more independent in the sense that, you know, we can get to school on their own, we can get back if we're going on the train or whatever, unless you drop them off. But I'd probably just send mine on the train or something, or maybe do a carpool, because then if I do a carpool, then I only have to do it like once a week or so. Is that right? I don't know. I think about stuff too much, but that's why I know I'm going to be great as a dad when it comes to it, because for the 9 months leading up to getting the child, I'm just going to be like reading up on everything, and then I'll be pro, and then I'll know exactly what foods to give them, and I'll know how to make them like superhuman, and how to make them awesome, and how to make them like the most intelligent and the most physically able and all that sort of stuff. Whether they want to do that is a different story, probably not. And they'll probably be like, no, I don't want to do this, Dad. But anyway, yeah, so same here, got to go and pack. Yeah, everyone's running now. Everyone can see me coming through. Everyone can see, oh God, he's going off on a tangent now. It's time to leave. Yeah, so let's go back into the chat again. This topic has just gone out the window. Right, let me see. Cue Monty Python sketch lived in a hole, eat gravel. Oh, right, was that a Monty Python sketch? I didn't know that. I'm going to have to watch that. I think I've only seen the one with the parrot. Is that right? Is the one with the parrot? If you lived in a hole, would you still get broadband? Probably not, no. There's a lot of flaws in that plan, I did say. Kids are little pound signs. When my missus gave birth, all I thought about was the amount it would cost me. Is that wrong? No, I don't think it is wrong. I don't think it is wrong. Right, well, yeah. Teach them to shop online and cook for their family. Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I was like about 17 or 18 when I started doing my meals, honestly. Most of the time, my mum would cook for me. Like, now, it's the opposite. Like, most of the time, well, I'd say like 80%, 70, 80% of the time, I cook all my breakfasts, all my lunches. There's probably about, I'd say it's about 70% of my teas I cook myself, 30% my mum will cook. That's when we might be having all the same thing, like a roast, something like that. But what happens in our family, I don't know whether this happens in other families, but generally, a lot of the time we end up having different things to eat now. And my dad comes back at a different time than my mum, and I'm here already anyway. And we just all tend to eat at either different times or just different things. But there's probably couple of times a week we'll have the same thing. And that's when my mum will usually cook for us. But no, I was quite old before I was doing my own meals, sadly. You know, well, it's quite embarrassing to say that, but you know, I should have been doing it younger than that. But you know what? You know what it's like. Enjoyed your chat with C&H. It's good to see more young folk doing you. Exactly, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to get them on, because they're like the only. I know there's guys on YouTube who are young, but there's still like, I think, between a lot of the like the youngest YouTubers, excluding like C&H, there's still like almost 10 years between us. So I'm like the youngest one by quite a lot. So to have like C&H there, you know, who's my generation in one respect. I know that a generation is, I believe, between 17 and 35 years. So technically, other YouTubers who are 10 years older than me could be classed in the same generation. And by the time we're like 70, 80 odd, we will just be under that clade of the same generation. But it just still doesn't feel quite like my generation. So to have like C&H there, and I implore other young people to come on, that sort of, 18 to 25 range, that's what I'm talking about, or 18 to 23, 18 to 25, that's probably more like it. So that sort of range, it seems like there's hardly anyone on at YouTube at that sort of range. So Yeah. Right, where are we? Is it safe to come in? Lisa says, I think so. I think we're not doing too bad today. Yeah, I think we're okay. Are you a good... I've talked about this before. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents when I was younger. I spent a lot of time, obviously, with my parents because we lived in the same house. But I studied what my mum and my grandparents, like both my grandmas, did, and it's funny. It's kind of like it's now built into me how to cook a lot of meals, like from watching your parents do it or your grandparents do it over and over and over. You start to learn little techniques and little tricks that you know, how to cook veg in the most efficient way, or how to open a garlic clove and stuff like that, or I don't know, what temperature to cook things at and things like that. You sort of learn it, and no, I'm very good. I'm really good at scrambled egg on toast. I'm really good at like cheese, like anything on toast I'm really good at. But that's like every like young person my age is good at that. But I am very good at boiling veg, steaming veg. I have to say I'm good at that. I'm good at cooking things like corn. I'm great at corn because I love cooking corn. I love having corn. I'm good at, I wouldn't say chicken so much. I mean, if it's like a chicken breast, I could do that. But I wouldn't be too confident on a roast, like a roast. That would be, you know, like a proper full bird. I don't know about that. I'd probably be able to do it with a little bit of help, but no, I am pretty good at Scott. The only thing I can't really do very well is fish, but you can get certain ones like, you know, not boiling the bag, like grilling the bag or something ones. But, you know, I mean, that's probably one of the only things I'm not great at. I'm good at things like stir fry, although anyone can do that. It's like 3, 4, 5 minutes in a little wok thing. I'm good at, oh, what else? Like stuffed peppers, I can do stuffed peppers. They're really nice. Like grilled Mediterranean veg and things like that. I have loads of different stuff, and I cook it myself. So I'm doing okay for my age. I mean, probably a lot of people my age wouldn't be, you know, as Jason there says, fish fingers. You know, a lot of people would say fish fingers. Oh no, wait, I'm blocking him. I know who that is. I'm blocking you if I can block you. Oh, I don't like removing people. Oh, I'm removing him. Go on, I'm removing him. It's my chat. It's my chat. I'm sorry. Oh God, sorry. I didn't mean to do that on Indie Chick. Uh-oh. Sorry. Sorry, that's my fault. Oh my God, I'm deleting the wrong people again. Oh, right, there we go. There we go. Sorry, Indie Chick. Sorry, I'm going to try and... Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry, I was trying to block that Jason guy who keeps bloody commenting horrible stuff. No, sorry, Indie Chick. I think I've removed you. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, God. What do I do? How are you with a microwave? I'm okay. Is your cheese on toast method still the same, or has it changed? Oh, no, I've not blocked Indie Chick. Nice, great. So I blocked Jason. Cool. Oh, no, I've not blocked him. I've just... One sec. Sorry, I've not blocked him. And I don't mean Jason Entwistle. I'm not blocking him. Is he blocked? I think he's blocked. Right, I think he's blocked. Sorry about that, guys who are watching on the rerun. Just having some trouble with someone who's spamming in the chat. So yeah, show us your fridge. Oh, that was a great video, wasn't it? The one on the right looks like Frodo Baggins. What do you mean? I don't even know what that means. What one of the stuffed peppers are one of my favourites. Yeah, I love them. Right, I'm going up the chat a little bit. Oh God. I have a little thing I do making children's clothing boutique style bits for kids and babies, says Lisa. Right, I don't think we've got any other questions. So fair, you know, throw them in the chat. Throw your questions in the chat. I am. Am I still alive? Yeah, you're not blocked anyway. I know, Jason. It's horrible. I saw his comment. Yeah, that was really weird because I actually saw his comment. He's been commenting on my videos for about a few weeks now. I think a few weeks now. I saw his name and I thought, what's all this that Jason's putting on here? Like, oh, that's horrible. And then I saw his name and thought, oh, right, it's some bloody troller. Anyway, I blocked him from the chat, Jason, and I might be able to, I don't know whether I'm able to block him from my channel completely, but yeah, he's not a very nice guy anyway. Hi, ads. Incesting in shares? You mean investing? Southwest. Investing in shares. No, I'm putting that on like the back burner a little bit because obviously I'm going to try and save for a mortgage now. So yeah, I'm putting that on the back burner a little bit. I've got a decent amount in shares at the moment. I've got about 2K in shares, so I'll just like leave. And they're dividend shares. I'm actually going to take some money out of Snapchat and then reinvest that into dividend shares, and then that 2K will earn me like a small amount of dividends each quarter, I believe. So that money will be earning me a little bit of money in the background, but I'm not going to put any more into that until you know, in the future when I've got some more money available again. Question: what have you been doing today, ads? I've been packaging some stuff. I've been to the charity shop. I did my accounting because I got up about 7 o'clock and did my accounting. What else? I've been playing with the cat a little bit. I've sorted a few bits for eBay, but not enough. After this chat, I'm going to do my reductions on eBay, and that's going to be a long, hard job. And I don't want to do it. 2K in stock will make more than shares, Adam. Lol. I know it. I know 2K in stock will make more than shares. But there's this like weird attraction with shares. Like I don't know what it is. It's like this weird attraction for me with it. I suppose yes, it will make me like loads more, but I suppose maybe the attraction with shares is that you're just literally putting your money in. Whereas if you buy 2K with stock, depending on what it is, but if you buy like 2K with stock, you've got to process it and things like that. Maybe that's the attraction for me. I don't know. But it's more of a long-term investment than anything else. Like just stick it in for 10 years or so and see what comes out. Plus, you've got the fact that the shares could go up in value as well as getting your dividend. So why shares makes no sense? I don't know. It's something I've always wanted to do. Like a lot. Actually, this might be the reason. Someone in college, who was in my college course with me, university course with me, he did shares, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it. And he did. He was putting in a lot of money each month. He was putting in like 1,000, 1,500, like all of his wages at the time. I don't know exactly how much, but around that. It was over 1,000 anyway. And he had basically got the idea from his granddad. His granddad had been doing it for a long time, made quite a bit of money off it over the long term. And he was doing. I think he was doing it via the share centre. The commissions are quite high over at the share centre, so I don't do that. But yeah, I think he was doing it over there, and he was just putting money in. And I always was intrigued, in college, because I had the spark of reselling hadn't clicked with me yet, but I still had that entrepreneurial spirit trying to get through. So I was always thinking about the next way of trying to make a bit of money. So I suppose that's where it came from. And then a few months back, I thought, you know what, I'm going to look into this more. And it must have been almost a year ago now. I'm going to look into this more and, see what I can do and whether there's any sites out there that are cheap. And I looked into it more and I persevered a little bit more. And I found a site that I like, and I just started putting money in randomly. It's like I was treating it as kind of play money. So I'm just putting it in, seeing if it makes me. I know it's terrible. I am so risky. I was like, I'll just shove 500 quid after 500 quid into shares, see what happens with the money. If it goes down, it goes down. If it goes up, it goes up. But that was kind of like my you know, my thing. Had shares for years, Gary says, Southwest Sellers, good yield, and on one of them the dividend is turned into extra shares. Yeah, dividend reinvestment plan. Yeah, I've not done that. I might do that actually. Like, I've not been taking out the dividends, I've just been leaving them in my account, and then I'll reinvest them all at once or something. But yeah, you can do like a dividend reinvestment plan. Ads, you would probably like the Mr. Oh, what's that? Mr. Money Mustache. I can't even say that. Mr. Money Mustache blog. Question from Welsh Thrifter. Have you looked into getting a mortgage being self-employed? We have been talking about this today. I don't know whether you were in the chat before. I think you were actually, but yeah, I was basically talking. I don't know whether you actually joined a bit after actually, but I was talking about basically what I would try and do, because it's obviously harder. I would need, I've not looked into it much at the moment, but I would definitely need a good back history of financials. So like, you know, a few years worth of financial data, so then they can see, you know, look, he's grown this business from X to X, and it's now fairly consistent, as much as an eBay business can be consistent. And I would also try and get a bigger deposit than the minimum deposit, so that then that ensues confidence in the bank that, you know, I have been able to build up this, you know, fairly sizable deposit over a number of years from, you know, taking out wages from my business. So yeah, I suppose that's the thing I'm in at the moment. So the thing is, it's going to take time, in the sense that I need more time to elapse, so that then I can get more financial data, more financial history from my business, because 2 years is not enough. I would say, I did say before, I think 5 years would be more like it as sort of a minimum, because then the bank could be like, right, he's been in business 5 years, we can see it's grown year on year, we can see that you know, he's making a decent profit, and he's been taking X amount out of his profit each month for his mortgage, for savings for his mortgage. And then obviously you say about that you've got this larger deposit, and then we could be like, well, you know, I just feel like the bank could be a bit more amenable. No, that's not what, I can't say the word. A bit more amicable towards you, you know? I don't know. Bookies is a mugs game. No, I don't do. I did used to do a lot of fruit machines whenever I was on holiday anywhere. I was only like 13 or something, but you'd always like go in, and then you just look around just to see if there's like no, you know, people who work at the hotel or whatever. You look around, right, there's no one there, I'm gonna go on the fruit machine, and then you're just standing there putting money. I probably wasted so much money on the fruit machines. And then there was this one time when I was at a hotel, and I'm not a good gambler, in the sense that, you know, I don't do it anymore. I just don't do it. But I'm not a good gambler in the sense that I will like just keep going. And I remember I was about 15, 16, and we went to this hotel, and it had one night a kids casino. So basically it wasn't harmful, because what you did was you gave them £2.50, and then they gave you a big cup worth of chips. So it was like just a play thing, really. But then I think that the winner, the person who turned their little cup of chips into like more chips or more valuable chips or whatever, the most valuable person, or the person with the most chips or whatever, won at the end of the night, and then got some sort of monetary value for that, I think, if I remember rightly. And I went on the roulette, and I went on the blackjack table, and whatever. I loved it. And I was actually doing okay, and I was turning like these, I think it was these green chips into black chips, and I think black chips are meant to be good or something. I don't know. I was basically doing well anyway. And I went on the roulette, and I thought, oh, I've got like 4 of these really high value chips now. I'm going to just use these on the roulette to make me double my money. And I used one of them, and I think on the first go I might have lost. And then I used the second one, and then I won again. So basically I was nowhere. I just won back the one I had lost. And then I kept doing it. And then I had nothing. So I'd gone from like, yeah, I've got all these really high value chips, to like nothing. So that's where I am. I just keep going. I can't, there's no cut-off point for me with gambling. If Ads's plan of, oh, that's really hard to say, isn't it? Ads's. Oh God, it's jumping. It's jumping. Right. I never get. Oh, I'm just going up the chat. I'll read Gary's comment in a sec. I never gamble my money, even refuse to waste it on scratch cards or raffle tickets. Only a mugs game if you can't get out of it. Yeah, I suppose so. Ads, how has your sourcing gone this week? Are you stock planning for Q4? I am. I've got quite a few boxes for Q4. I've got about 10 boxes worth at the moment, like 8 to 10. So yeah, that's great. But considering I want to do like a really good amount of turnover and profit in Q4, it's, you know, I need way more than that. I need like triple that. I need like 20 or 30 boxes worth of stuff ready to cart off to the Amazon warehouse. I'm really focusing on rank, as I said in previous videos. You know, really good, strong sellers. Get it all off there in October, November, and just watch it sell basically, and then throughout Q4 still be sourcing and still sending stuff in that I've got from, you know, Q4 as well. So yeah, I am stock planning for Q4. Sourcing's been like that. It's been okay. I mean, Monday was good. I went out to a different town actually, which was good. It's always good to get out to a different town, you know, charity shop wise. And I got some okay items, you know, a few £30 items for Amazon FBA for about £2, £3, £4. So that's always good. But it's been, Tuesday wasn't great. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday wasn't great. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't really generally do much sourcing from charity shops or anything. But I have got a few, been doing a bit of sniping yesterday, and I got a few items there. So yeah. Right, where are we? Here we go, I'm reading Gary's comment again now. If Ads's plan of a girlfriend, then wife and kids goes tits up, you will find him at the bingo wearing his purple suit and bow tie. Could you imagine that being like a 70-year-old man? Just, I've achieved nothing in my personal life or all throughout my life. I mean, I'm just there at the bingo with my little suit on, trying to chat up the older ladies. Well, I mean, I'd be an older man, so it would be acceptable then. But you know what I mean? Oh God, that'd be so funny. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be funny at the time. I mean, it wouldn't be funny because it'd be like, well, what have I achieved in my life in terms of personal relationships and stuff? But it's funny to think of, you know. I suppose it's funny, it's comedic because I know that. But yeah. Right, and where we are. Thanks for the topic again. I'm trying to take a wage of, wow, 1,500 every month. You must be, yeah, every month for 2 years to show that I could afford to pay off. Wow, that's a hefty wage. Bloody hell. I'm really going to be taking about 500 to 1,000 every month because I want that extra little bit of money. Depending, well, obviously in Q4 I'll do way more than I've done this month, quite profit-wise. But say I'm just going off a slow month, I want that extra bit of money to like be reinvested, so that then you know, so that then I can grow the business further and then take out more money in due course. But I mean, you could be doing a lot better than me, Welsh, for so I don't know. Maybe it's all right for you to take that amount. Lisa Fern, Gary Welsh, you need to show you can afford the monthly bills and can save, etc. Yeah. Lisa, thank you. I am here all week. Oh, that's great. Oh God, sorry. The chat's really jumping. It's like going up and down like crazy. Right. Oh God, where are we? God, I'm struggling to keep up today. Question: how many years have you been doing retailing? I have just broke the 2-year mark now, so I'm about 2 years, 1 month or so. So that's pretty cool. Not wrong with doing part-time reselling, is there? I think some of the major resellers want everyone to go full-time, so they fail. Well, I don't know. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing part-time reselling. A lot of part-time resellers are doing bigger numbers than me, which is quite, I don't know, which is, I suppose it's nice in a way that they're doing that, but then it makes me feel like, oh God, you know, I've got to really step up my game. But I suppose that's motivation, isn't it? You know, when you think that. Where are we? Don't do it yourself lifestyle question. How much have you recalled for the big Amazon fee you got? I sold through a bit of it. I managed to sell through a little bit of it, and I'm just going to get everything pulled back. You may be thinking that's a bit, maybe a bit drastic, but I thought that if I get everything pulled back, if I leave everything there, then come 6 months' time, and obviously this time, I'm just going to be paying more and more and more fees. So I thought it'll get my head a lot straighter, and that fee has gone down a little bit now, so it's not as much. It's not like 253 or whatever I said it was. So I managed to sell through a fair bit of it and just like slash pricing and stuff. And I'm just going to get the rest of it back, see where I am, auction some of it off on eBay, maybe put some of it as buy it now on eBay if I've got the space to do that. And yeah, that's going to be it really. I'm just going to see where I am, going to get it all pulled back and see where I am, because I feel like that's what I need to do personally. Right, where are we? Or are you paying it? No, I'm not paying it. No, I'm not paying it. A lot of the stuff, the reason I'm not paying it is a lot of the stuff that's sat up there is things that I made mistakes on, like last year when I wasn't as experienced with selling sales rank and things like that. When I started Amazon, I thought I knew everything there was to know about a good sales rank. I was so far off, and I still am so far off now. It's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. Ranks mean different things in terms of over the years, over the months and the years. Different ranks are going to start to mean different things. And I thought I had it down. I thought, yeah, I've got this, all that sort of stuff. Great. I'm sending in good stuff, all that sort of stuff. And yes, I was sending in a portion of good stuff, but there was a portion as well that I didn't know the ranks on, that I wasn't as confident, and that just needs to come back because it'll just sit and sit and sit. I was contemplating getting a few bits destroyed, and I don't know, maybe I should do that, but I don't know. I might do, I might not. I don't think I will. Right, where are we? Oh my god, it's jumping. Sorry guys, this chat is jumping. Like, I do not know how Zahir and Thingy does it. Zahir and Nick does it, when they've got their big chat. Adam, that topic is banned. What topic? Oh, I see your little thing. Right, I'm so far behind. Sorry, I'm so far behind. Are all the chat resellers, and how long have you been doing it? Lisa says 70 years old. I thought you died at 50. I didn't say you die at 50. I said that you're becoming into, well, between 47 and 55, there's like a weird period between middle age and old. You're not quite old, but you're not quite middle aged. That's what I said. And then after sort of 55, 60, you're starting to be slightly considered as an older person. I'm well aware that 60 can be quite young these days, but that's just how I do it. That's just how I do it. I did not say we're dead at 50. That's not what I said. Right, Gary Nicholson, question. Did you get anything from August 32 toys for FB8? No, I did not. I didn't even know anything like that was on. I don't do much RA. Like, I'll do sniping on eBay, and I will snipe specific new and sealed items, but I don't do RA. I do like my own version of RA or OA, which is like sniping stuff on eBay, new. So, because that's something that I understand. I don't understand RA enough, I mean, I understand the basic principle, obviously, because I've done it before, but I just, it's a bit, it's just not me. It just doesn't seem me, to be honest. So that's why I don't do it. Oh, what we doing? No, I've not gone into Doctor Who yet. Adam Kelsey says, hi all, what have I missed? Scooby-Doo. I think full-timers are scared of a nation of part-timers who can pass up on overpriced tat and just get the good stuff. I don't know. I'm not scared of part-timers. I'm not scared of part-time resellers. more the merrier, really, because I'm confident in my ability to diversify. So it doesn't matter how many people come into the game. If one of my avenues gets closed off because there's too much competition, just go and find another avenue. I mean, if they make some money on that avenue, then great. But I'm just going to move away, and then they can sit there with all the race to the bottomers or whatever they're called. So yeah, I mean, I just move on, and then I'll be the one who comes up better for it in the end anyway. Because those who diversify, they're the ones who are gonna be able to stay the course in business, because it's like a roller coaster. And if you're like, for example, if you're just not going to diversify or not change with that roller coaster, then you're not going to be able to stomach it, really. You're just going to end up selling the same stuff over and over again. And once that market crashes, you've not got that that entrepreneurial spirit or that mindset to just diversify and get out while you still can. Adam, remove your comment quick. Why? Oh, right. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Now, I'm just reading this very quietly. Oh, that is a bad comment. That is. I'm not even reading that out, but yeah, that comment is bad. Oh no, I'm so far behind. Can people stop talking in the chat for a minute, please? I'm so far behind. Oh God, why am I this far behind? Right, got to go to the post office, someone says. Scooby-Doo wouldn't consider you full-time unless you're paying a real rent, because you can't fail living at home. Exactly. I'm like that with myself. Like, I come on here and I say I'm full-time, and I do feel, in one respect, I am not a fraud, maybe a little bit false, because yes, I am full-time at reselling in the fact that I do this 5 days a week, 7 days a week, but no, I do not pay my own bills. So am I really full-time? And I do, when I say I'm full-time, I am confident in the fact that I am full-time, but I think I won't be really, really, really confident in myself until I've got my own place and I'm full-time in the sense that I pay for everything. And, I can actually say then, look, I am a full-time reseller who pays for all, my life, who pays for my life. And, and that's what I'm doing basically. And that's how much I'm earning. But yeah, I mean, it's so close now. The numbers are getting real. And after 2 years of a lot of hard work, it's where I wanted it to be for this time period, to be honest. So yeah. Oh God, it's jumping again. How do you sell anything on Amazon? Fees are extortionate and are going up again soon. It's easy. You just buy cheap, sell high. Like, it's like, yes, the fees are high, but my fees last month were about 37%. Yes, it's high, but they're packing your items for you. Right, think of it this way, right? You've got 10% eBay fee, 3.4% PayPal fee, right? Plus your 20 pence extra. So let's just say 13.4%. Say you're selling an item for, I don't know, 10 quid, let's say, right? £10 free postage. Then that means, let's say £15 free postage, right? And you've got £3 out of that for postage. You've got an extra 20% of that sale price as postage, right? So then you add your 20% of that sale price, which is your postage, onto your 13.4% eBay and PayPal. That gives you 33.4% that you're paying on an overall sort of scale there for eBay, right? Well, Amazon is only coming in at 37%, so there's hardly even any gap. And you're not packaging it. That's the main thing. You're not packaging it. Everyone keeps saying Amazon fees are really, really, really high. But and eBay fees, they're only like 10%. They're not. They are 10%. But the big thing that Amazon are doing for you is packaging it for you and sending it out for you. So then, what you have to do to give a fair, accurate representation of whether the equal is add the percentage of your sale, say like the percentage of the sale that's postage, add that on to your regular eBay PayPal fee, and then you can judge more fairly. So there's actually only about a 3% gap between Amazon and eBay in terms of the fee you're paying, really, including your eBay postage, of course. But yeah, so it really isn't. It's easy. You've got to look for one, the things that sell, and for two, bigger margin items. And you can even make it simpler with Amazon. You can just buy new and sealed stuff, and it's so easy to list. You can blast through them, blast. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're both about level for me, really, eBay and Amazon. Now, if Amazon were to go up to 50%, yeah, I'd be like, oh, I don't know, you know, that'd be quite a lot, really. But mine only came in at 37% or something like that this month, so not that bad, really. Right, yeah, what are we? Where are we? I disagree, Scooby-Doo. Ads. The hole you are digging isn't getting any shallow. What hole? I'm not digging any hole. Some are mortgage and went free, Scooby-Doo in that. Oh yeah. Adam Kelsey, question: any tips on packing and sending a DVD recorder? Oh God. If you've got a big box, what I would do: get a big, nice, thick, like double-walled cardboard box. Big, nice, big one. Say the DVD recorder's like this size. You want to wrap that in big bubble plenty of times over. I don't know how many times, maybe 3 times, 4 times, something like that. You can do it more if you want. Well, whatever you see fit. Sometimes I do like loads of big bubble, but sometimes I do less big bubble. It really depends. But I always line the box with big bubble first as well. Then I put the DVD recorder in. I wrap the remote or the SCART lead or whatever up separately, and then I put that in. Then what I do, instead of using more big bubble, because you've already used a bit of big bubble at that point and it costs me money, what I do then is fill in the void at the top with loads of scrunched up newspaper and just pack it in. Maybe cut the sides of the box down and fold it in if that's necessary, if there's like a big gap. And then just, you know, tape it up, all that sort of stuff. I always whack a little postage label, sticky note on all my items when I package them up. So then when I bring them in here to label, like, you know, input them into the system and label them up, I know exactly what the item is, because I used to not even do that. I used to do it off memory, and I think the final straw was when in the space of 1 month I sent like 3 or 4 items out to the wrong people. So I thought, then I've got to do this. I've got to do something about it. So yeah. Well, that's what Welsh, you do a double box for a DVD. God, I wouldn't do a double. I've never had any trouble with just doing double walled cardboard box. Not like doing it in a double, like doing it in another box as well. If it was like a record player or something like that, yeah, definitely double box it. But DVD recorder, I don't know whether a double box is needed. I mean, double walled, definitely, but whether you need to put that first box inside another box, I don't know. But you can overpack it, you know, you can overpack it if you want. It doesn't matter, does it? It's better to get there safe than being sorry, isn't it? Double box. Oh, everyone's saying double box here. Am I doing something wrong? Am I cutting corners? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Oh yeah, everyone's saying double box. I don't do double box. Everyone. Oh, I think I missed some ads. You can move out tomorrow and pay rent or a mortgage. You have already proven that. Yeah, I could pay the rent or I could pay a mortgage. True, but whether I could stomach all the other expenses month upon month upon month, and do all the things that comes along with having, like, running a house, because I've got to think time wise. I do a bit of cleaning up in this house, but there'd be a lot more cleaning up to do, in the sense that I don't do the like my washing, I don't do my ironing, I don't do the hoovering up, I don't do like, I'll do my own room and stuff, I'll tidy my own room, but I won't do half the things my mum does for the house. So then I've got to think, all that's time that I'm going to be spent away from my reselling. Then that might affect how much I can earn via my reselling. I've also got, you know, loads of other different bills other than my mortgage and my reselling. I don't know. I mean, I probably could do it and scrape through right now, but it would be hard. It would, honestly, it would be hard. I think in another 6 to 12 months, I could do it and I wouldn't be scraping through. But right now, like at this exact moment, I could do it, but I'd be scraping through. I think I really would. Now, here's the thing that people haven't focused on. I could scrape through living in a house on my own, and I talked about this last week, so I don't really want to get into this too much more. But if I've got a girlfriend or a wife who's bringing in an income too, I don't need to cover all the bills. We cover half each. So if I had that luxury as well, I'd be able to do it easy, like no trouble at all. We could share the cleaning, share the housework, all that sort of stuff. So then there's less time pressure, all that sort of stuff. So there's definitely ways that I could easily achieve it now, literally straight away, snap of the fingers. But on my own, you know, on my own doing it, I'd only be scraping through right now. Right then, I'll leave that there. I'll leave that side of things there. I'll talk for oh God, we've gone past the hour. Right, I'll get, if you've got any more questions, just throw them in the chat now. I'll do 5 or 10 more minutes and then I'll have to leave it because I've got to get on with stuff today again, unfortunately. Right then. Oh well. Oh right. Adam says, cheers, Ryan. LG DVD recorder freeview box, £10 at a charity shop, sold for 159. Oh well, if it sold for I was thinking it was like a 40 quid one or something. If it sold for 159, then yeah, I'd double box it, pack it out well. Definitely, if it's that sort of value, really do pack it well. But I was thinking, you know, it was just like a 30, 40, 50 quid one. And if it was that sort of value, I wouldn't go to the extent of double boxing it as well, because I've never had any trouble when I've not double boxed it. Yeah, been trying to buy first to get feedback. Oh, right. Right then. Awesome, Adam. Really good set. Oh, right, yeah, with the DVD recorder. Share the childcare. What's that about? No, keep going. Might get another sale while you're alive. Right then, that seems like it's it. So, what's the unit? Oh, let's do. Yeah, we're just having a chat in the chat. So, what else did I want to say before I go? I will have a whole video next week at some point. I got plenty of stuff from the auction yesterday, so I will have a whole video up at some point with that. Try and get around to doing another sales update at some point. There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, yeah, we'll do the Kaching Club at some point, and then you can see how I got on with my challenge ads section as well. We've got that to do. Well, there's something I'm missing. There's something I wanted to talk to you about, but maybe not. Maybe it's just me. What's the plans for the weekend? Usual weekend, probably like go to town on the Saturday. Might not do a boot sale on Sunday because I'm picking up from the auction Monday and I've got a ton from there, and I've been sniping quite a lot. So I don't know. I might go to the car boot on Sunday. I might not. But I'll definitely be going to the car boot the week after that anyway. No, right. All right. Stay ads. People are saying stay. If you want me to stay, I'll stay for another 10 minutes, but I can't stay much longer than that. Hit the thumbs up button, folks. Jason says, yeah, give it a big thumbs up if you are enjoying it. We've got 5 thumbs up and 4 thumbs down. So what a great ratio that is. Yeah, Joe, yeah, go. Drop your question in. Add question, the difference between markup and gross profit. So for your item, e.g., your cost of item £10 plus 40%, £14. This doesn't give you 40% profit. No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you 40. Like markup, I don't really use markup. I don't know whether this is completely right or not, but yeah, if you've got like, say you've got, I'll use your example there. Say you've bought an item for £10 and you sell it for 20. as I believe it, I think you call that 100% markup. Now, no, that isn't profit. That's just what you sold it for. That's like turnover. You know, that 20 quid would be turnover, and the £10 you bought it for would be profit. Not profit. The £10 you bought it for would be cost. Then what you'd have to do is take. So say like you had one item, £10 into the £20. You then take the £10 off the £20 to then get £10 gross profit, which is just your, as I said before, your item cost. Oh God, I'm going wrong here. Yeah, your item cost minus your sales price, right? That's it. That's all gross profit is. Then you minus all your other stuff to get your net profit. But I don't work off. Like markup or anything like that. I suppose a lot of RA guys would work off markup. A lot of RA guys would work off markup, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't. How's Nana and Grandad? They are good. I've not seen them in a while actually. So yeah, I need to see them soon. They were saying that they'd happily come back on sometime. So I mean, I'm not going to get them back on straight away. You know, we'll give it a few weeks or a month or two, and then we can come back on. I haven't got a guest lined up, but I am thinking 1 week very soon I might be able to get another guest on. So I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises there, but might be another guest on, and it makes it a bit, you know, it makes it a bit more interesting, a bit more going on, you know. So yeah, just count your profit at the end of the year. No, I don't do the profit at the end of the year. I mean, you can do that, that's fine, but I don't do it. I do it monthly because it breaks it down more for me, and I know where I am month on month. But you can just count it at the end of the year, do your accounting at the end of the year, and you know, and tie it all up there. But I do it, you know, monthly, and then count the profit of each month and see where I am. How do you price your items? Do you consider 15% for eBay? It's weird because you just kind of get into a point with your reselling where you just price them, you know, like you're getting your items for so cheap anyway that, you're getting your items for some, just a new message. Yeah, you're getting your items for so cheap anyway that, you know, if you're getting them for £2, £3 and you know it's a £20 item, you price it at £20 and then you know your profit's going to be roughly X amount, you know, so I don't really, yeah, and then as Carol says there, if it's an item, you know, it's a higher value item, or that, you know, you could basically, there's none on eBay, you could, you know, you're best just pricing high and waiting for the sale, maybe with best offer. Ads, you could get one of your friends from Instagram as next week's special guest. Who's my friends on Instagram? I'm not really even on it. I am on Instagram, but I'm not on Instagram. Like, I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really active on there. So I don't even know who you mean my friends on there. I use QuickBooks Self-Employed, does your books, and I calculate tax all for you. And it calculates tax all for you. Love it. All right. I've never done anything like that. I may consider that when my business is a little bit got a bit more turnover, a bit more profit, that sort of stuff. Joe's there asking how much is QuickBooks. I have no clue, but yeah, Nigel, you'll probably know that. I imagine it's not loads, but it's going to be a fair fee every month, or every 6 months, or every 12 months, or whatever. But it's not going to be like extortionate. It's going to be reasonable, I imagine. Think they mean one of your lady friends ads. Oh no! Oh no! No. I'm not really on Instagram anymore. I used to do a bit of that. I used to do Tinder, and I used to do Snapchat a lot more than I do now, and all that sort of stuff, but I don't anymore. I pay, oh, that's great. I thought it'd be more than that. Yeah, Nigel says, I pay £7 per month, QuickBooks Self-Employed. So what's that? 84 a year. So that's all right. I was thinking it was going to be more like 150 to 200 a year. So yeah, that's all right. Indeed, really, isn't it? I use an accountant. Yeah, I might get an accountant, like if I go above VAT or anything like that. But yeah, Grinder. No, I've never been on Grinder. No, never done that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, guys, because we're over the hour now. So probably an hour and a half. Actually, it goes so quick. Just like it just goes. I only thought we'd been going half an hour, 45 minutes, but we're going nearly an hour and a half. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. Oh wait, what's that Joe says? Oh no, I think someone else is answering him in the chat. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll be back very soon. So I don't know what day I'll be back. No, I don't know what day I'll be back, but I'll be back very soon anyway. So I'll see you very soon. And thank you for watching. So let me go and get the awkward little bit where I try and get the stop broadcast button. There we go. See you guys.